everyone, I'm Sheila Stratton. I'm the Nutrition and Wellness Coach at Community Action in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I'm here today to demonstrate a recipe that is part of our feast series. So today's recipe is overnight oats. You probably have heard of this, maybe you've tried this on your own. It's really become quite a popular thing in recent years. And with good reason, right? Raise your hand if you sometimes feel like there is never enough time in the morning to get ready and get out the door, or to simply get ready, and to have a decent breakfast. And so this recipe is created with that in mind. And I think it's great. I really love experimenting with variations on making overnight oats. So the idea is that you don't have to cook your oatmeal. You prepare it the evening before, put it in the fridge, in the morning, take it out, put your goodies in, and breakfast is ready. It's kind of a snap, really. So our feast recipe for overnight oats uses rolled oats and almond milk and then some seasonings. We've got a little bit of vanilla extract, a little bit of cinnamon, some nutmeg, tiny little bit of salt, and you can add a little bit of honey if you wish. If you're over a year old, if you're making this for your kids, you want to be mindful about not giving little ones under a year old honey till their little immune systems are more developed. This can sometimes cause a little bit of difficulty. And you can certainly leave the honey out too. You could try it without, or try a little bit in the morning when you're adding your berries or your banana or your cut up apple or your raisins or your other dried fruit. So let me start by talking just a little bit about oats. Oats are a really, really great whole grain. Very good for us. They are minimally processed, which is a really great thing. There's different kinds. Sometimes people get confused about the different kinds of oats. So I have three different types here to show you. Hopefully I'll be able to show you. But most people who have been raised or spent a little bit of time in the United States, you've probably seen the Quaker Oats brand. It's this classic tube with the man in the hat and the scarf thing, and this kind of a cardboard container. We've all seen this. And this is a container of rolled oats. And so we want to use either rolled oats or quick oats for this recipe. Because you'll be able to add milk to those and it'll soften appropriately overnight. There's another type of oat which is processed. I hate to use the word processed. It's not steamed and flattened. Let me come around and show this to you. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. So with our oat, let me show you here. So the quickest cooking or the quickest preparing on the right is quick oats, and they are just really small little pieces. These quick oats are rolled oats. You guys can't see that very good, but they are rolled oats that there you go, that have been, quick oats are rolled oats that have been cut again. I think that's how it's done. On the far left, these are steel cut oats. You can kind of, they all sound the same on there. But steel cut oats are, they're just cut. You won't be able to soak these overnight and have them work out. It'll be really crunchy and hard to chew. You really do want to cook these things, but they are fabulous and they're really good for you if you've got the time to cook them. But rolled oats are steel cut oats that I think they've been steamed and flattened and rolled, right, and then cut. And then, as I said, quick oats have been cut yet again. So there's a short little lesson on oats. You can certainly do the Google and make sure I told you correctly. So for our recipe, super easy. We are just going to measure out our oats, and the ratio of dry oats to liquid, to almond milk in this case. You could certainly use any other milk that you wish. Give it a good shake. Cashew milk, soy milk, regular cow's milk, whatever you wish. We're using almond milk, and we've gotten the original unsweetened. We always want to advise doing unsweetened, because when the food manufacturers put sugar in, they put sugar in, and it's easy to get too much sugar. So a cup of oats to a cup of almond milk is what we're going to put in here. I'm going to lay that cup right in there because I don't want to, if I spill a little bit, it'll go right in the bowl. So just pouring, there's half a cup and another pour for our cup. And this is it, you guys. We're just gonna combine all of our ingredients and then we'll put it in the fridge. Okay, so the other suggested ingredients for our recipe is a little bit of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon, so we'll put that in there, and then some nutmeg, 1/4 of a teaspoon. Let's see, that's a half, so I'm going to just go half of this. And you see that I have a bag instead of a little jar. You know, there are some stores where you can buy your spices in bulk, and I highly advise it because it's a great way to save money. Sometimes spices can be expensive. I mean, they certainly last a while, which is great, but you can get the amount that you want, and truly you can save some money by buying them in bulk. So that's how I bought that nutmeg. Okay, and then some cinnamon, calls for a teaspoon. That makes me happy. I really have become a big fan of cinnamon. Love it. So cinnamon, and then we also have a suggestion of 1 or 2 drops of vanilla extract. So this is a wide open one, so I'm gonna have to be very careful with my drops, because a little bit of vanilla goes a long ways. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stir this, get that out of the way. So just give it a good stir. Again, I always like to use it, if I'm using a bowl here like this, I like to use a spatula, because it helps me, like with these spices, it's helping me to make sure I get everything smooshed off the side and stirred back in to the mix. So we just give it a good stir, and that is ready to go. That down. Now, I forgot to put my honey in, and I will go ahead and put just a little bit of honey in. It calls for 1 to 2 teaspoons of honey for our 1 cup. I'm just going to use a regular teaspoon here. I always want to be careful about how much sugar I put in things. So we'll add that honey. And again, you could try adding that honey in the morning if you wanted to instead, or taste it without, see if you even want it. But I bet it's gonna just give it a nice, just the right amount of sweet flavor. So there we go. So now before we put it in the refrigerator, we will cover it, and that'll be that. So that you want to cover it so it doesn't absorb other smells from the refrigerator. One other thing I wanted to point out to you is you could, let's say you're on the go quick and you can't in the morning and you can't even take the time, unfortunately, to eat at home, but you know when you get to where you're going, you'll be able to take some time and have your breakfast. We save containers, save jars, plastic containers from various other products that we purchase, and we just keep a few on hand because they're quite handy. So you could take a jar and put your oats in the jar and put that in the refrigerator. And then in the morning, you could add your nuts and add your berries or whatever you decide that you're gonna add. Pop the lid off, pop it on there, drop it on there, close them up, off you go to wherever you go. And then, they're fun. Kids might really like eating out of a jar at home too, if you've got enough of them. But that's a fun way to do your overnight oats as well. That's it. It's just a short little set of directions. We'll put it in the fridge for overnight, and in the morning we'll enjoy. I think that's all I have to say. Overnight oats are pretty easy. They're a really great way to start your day. They're loaded with fiber. That's gonna get you fueled and full for the morning. It's gonna help to stabilize your blood sugar, so your energy's gonna be good to get you started for the day. So it's a nice way to start your day. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll give this a try. If you've got your own version of overnight oats that you'd like to share with us, we would love to hear about it. So I hope you make the recipe and let us know how it goes. Okay, enjoy.